Welcome everyone to another fine little live stream. Just an update and as usual just another video I didn't want to make. Where did I put it there? Previous videos of this failing internet stuff, which is already Vodafone DOCSIS cable the fastest we can get here, unfortunately. And today, after a lot of hiccups, previous videos, I got some shiny new router. I can't really hold it into the camera, but DOCSIS 3.1 thing. But it is still as shitty as before. So previous video, I only upgraded this internet stuff for YouTube live streaming, and then it bloody doesn't even work much. I will not repeat everything. I made already 3 or so previous videos of sending last year when we upgraded from 200 to 500 Mbit with 50 Mbit upstream, which as you see we do not really get. Is this upload here of 1 Mbit and stuff. Also, by the way, I didn't realize previously they have a nice history, so this I don't even make this stuff up. Sure, sometimes we get 18 Mbit, but as you see, only for a minute. That's not good for YouTube live streaming. If the next time you only get 1.6. And in case you were wondering why there are frame drops and stuttering and stuff, like 3 Mbit, if you're lucky, 3, 1. Again, this, by the way, is this here average or what should this be? 9, 8? I'm not sure. See this average, US average? What means US? Anyway, so apparently average this. I would be happy if this would be constant, but anyway. But the big fail, and one note, I said this in the previous live stream, and this is also mostly a test how well it works now with this bloody new router. Also the frequencies, this is the frequencies we get. This unfortunately did not improve much. Also, yeah, this is DOCSIS. How many DOCSIS? I hope there was not personal, no. So this is all the frequencies and channels you get here with all the modulations, error correction stuff, or modulations. And so upstream it's like, more. This are all the 4 shabby upstream channels we get. I slightly wonder, the problem is also, and this is also the point of this video, the people there, most of them, like I would guesstimate 90%, highly incompetent. They understand, a lot of the support people, they're probably minimum wage, only read stuff, so no IT, electrical education stuff. And there's also frustration, right? They would need only 10% of the support if they could actually answer questions, right? You call there, they don't know what IPv6 is. The previous video, they sent us an IPv6 cable, right? Because IPv6. And then you say things like, I mean, sometimes I don't even quite understand what upload or that is, but also bridge mode. Fun fact, I didn't even make a video. You see, I don't even make a random video of each random bullshit. But last week, because I was harassing them because they promised us, long story short, other videos, they promised us for 1.5 years resegmentation, which meaning splitting this blocks here. This block, as you see here from the drop frames, highly over congested. And I said this in previous videos. 1.5 years ago, they promised to resegment this, and they couldn't even tell me. Also, I probably need to record all the phone calls, but they always were like, when I was there, but what time frame, right? And give me some ETA. It's like, look into the forum. It's like, look into the forum is not an answer, but in the forum was written something of 8 to 15 months or something. Anyway, now 1.5 years fast forward, and now as worse as you see with all the live streams, highly frustrating, as worse than ever. And they didn't support now is like, what? First of all, half of the support. Why do I know that the people there don't know what they even mean with IPv6 and resegmentation? Because half of the people I called last week, which probably were 5 or so, never heard about resegmentation. Also at home, I wanted to re-enable IPv6. 90% of the people probably needed 10 calls or whatever. 9 out of 10 people didn't even ever heard of IPv6. Amazing ISP support. But the biggest shocker is, and that will probably be the nearly last point, is the video 1.5 years ago where I said, like, this is not professionally run support stuff and how you should run an infrastructure company. Don't trust your ISP and stuff. So Vodafone, still no working cable in Germany, and Alright, so Vodafone promised here 15 USD previous video. Also, I made these videos out of sheer frustration with this state of random bullshit, not only in operating systems, but also in the infrastructure. Because this is not how you treat, also nice advertisement, right? Do we have, fine, you probably should watch this yourself. So when we got this last modem, I knew already that it's always because we have a fixed IPv4 address, we have dual stack with a whole IPv6/56 prefix, and all those things never work out of the box, which is also hilarious. It's like, what, are you running an ISP or are you running a comedy show, right? And because I knew this, I asked them, but look, this time when you send me this garbage router, will I have my dual stack IPv4 fixed address plus /56 prefix for IPv6 and bridge mode of having our professional T2 servers behind this and not some garbage Wi-Fi routing stuff? And 1.5 years ago, they told me, of course it works. We sent it to you, of course it works out of the box. And shocker, of course it didn't. And this year I didn't even ask because they tell random bullshit there anyway. Why should I even bother asking them? I wanted this DOCSIS 3.1 modem to test, which, shocker, is also not really better so far. But again, the same, right? They still, in 2020, 1.5 years later, I was even rubbing their Twitter support my video under the nose, like, look, your stuff is garbage, failing. You can't do this like this with your customers, business customers. Or we have the nearly, I mean, not that it's that expensive, some 60-something euro a month, but that is also some 720-something euro a year or something. The only higher tier in the meantime would be gigabit downstream, which we don't need, which maybe I do for DOCSIS 3.1, but business customer, right? This fixed IP, do they think we have a fixed IPv4 address and will IPv6/56 prefix for fun here or what? And business, whether you have a clothing store, a coffee shop, you have payment systems running there, whatever professional infrastructure that needs to freaking work, or any other office with cloud computing and stuff, and certainly more professional use cases, and probably email server and things like that potentially if you're not running all the garbage in the cloud. But long story short, if you as a business and even as an end user, I would even argue even for an end user nowadays, it is not acceptable that stuff doesn't properly work 24 or 80, 48 hours out of the box. But especially business customers, right? They sent us a new modem today, and of course, so it comes. And it's the same, right? I call them like, look, we had this already the third time now. Is it so difficult to send a freaking router modem in such a way that it's freaking either pre-configured or just configure it freaking now? What effing problem? And this is also quality of infrastructure, right? My customers always expect that everything works perfectly, and then like my customers with ExactScan harassing us now every day, but the Armex and Big Sur, it's like, yeah, it works like mostly, but we're still looking, it's like, is it not obvious that there are always some small glitches? I mean, nobody forced them to update to Big Sur, but somehow the small companies always, everything needs to be perfect, and the big infrastructure and monopolies like Apple, Microsoft, Google and Vodafone and stuff, they just sit there, I don't know, dream into the day, drink some coffee. What is so difficult? First of all, what they need to do better. First of all, the support is mostly garbage, 90% garbage, and this is often the case, right? You call Apple or Microsoft and yeah, good luck calling Google. Support usually is like, yeah, if you try to switch it off and on again, and similar IPv what and bridge mode, what are you even talking about? Let me look this up in my dictionary thing here, but then also this stuff, how can this not work out of the box? And then, so there's stupid system, you can't even make this up. It's so stupid and unbelievable that, and also like in a high-tech nation, I mean high-tech nation as in Germany, obviously not Silicon Valley here or something. What is so difficult? You plug, I mean, also, why do I need, I mean, okay, fine, computer scientist and Linux distribution and stuff, but I need to tell them recurrently, year after year, plug this freaking modem in. What is so difficult to load the freaking configuration? Why does it need a night? And why does this freaking bridge mode not work without a firmware update? Why does this garbage plastic box need to receive a firmware update for this freaking bridge mode to work? Why? Why 3 years freaking later This is still not solved. And I have also really no understanding for that anymore. So if it can't be shipped in a way to the customer that it freaking works, at least it should pull all the configuration firmware updates the moment you plug it in. Why does it need to multiple days? 30 minutes of downtime for plugging it in and loading the configuration and applying a firmware update is already long enough. But why wait even 24 hours? Why? And then they can't even tell you, right? It should get this in the night, right? It should probably work tomorrow. It's like, should and why does it not? Anyway, but yeah, I tested this already. So long story short, if you're wondering, I had hopes, like people in the audience, like yeah, DOCSIS 3.1, and theoretically, also this is the reality check, right? Big news sites here have here gigabit stuff. DOCSIS 3.1 Vodafone offers gigabit for nearly 1 million more customers at home there, even here in Berlin, allegedly. At least I thought so. Apparently not in the article, but whatever. And maybe only somewhere else. But actually, I thought this was the audit Hessen. Anyway, maybe I should put there. Yeah, also this is 3.1 is even old, right? There is already DOCSIS 4. Anyway, here's 110,000. Maybe we are not among the 110,000s. But yeah, reality check, I don't know. There is not that much coming. I'm not sure if, but this is also the problem, right? The people can't tell you definitive, this will work, this will not work, or you need to upgrade your contract with €5 more a month, which I would be happy to pay if it then freaking works. But because they can't even tell me, I would now gamble myself, prolong the contract another 24 months or some garbage, and €5 not the most. But it could even happen, and I have already this negative experience of reoccurringly negative experience, which is, it might even be that when I upgrade the contract now, they will send me again this freaking modem, maybe even the same. The last time they sent me already the same DOCSIS 3.0 when we upgraded from 200 or something, 100 or 200 to 400. And I even told them, look, this is probably DOCSIS 3.0. I'm sure we don't need a new router modem thing. No, you need a new one. Trust me, and it doesn't work. And so if I try this gamble of, let's upgrade this here, maybe they're even so incompetent, I could actually try this for another week or month. But yeah, the whole thing is highly frustrating. From 1.5 years later, still garbage internet, to reoccurringly sending modems and routers not configured, and then not like working within minutes, but overnight. It's like, you had me at maybe also this is here. Hopefully, and I still need to somehow get hotkeys working. Anyway, that's that for this video. Just also, yeah, if in case you're wondering why YouTubers, they have here the most fancy internet, and upstream is even phenomenal most of the time, at least usually quite good. Totally nothing to complain here. But I even told them, look, configure us down the downstream. I don't need that much. Give us only 250 something, but just make our upstream freaking work and stable. But yeah, that is how it looks like. It's like usually 3, 7, 2, and I even dates, not sure, here are dates of 25, is this all today or what? Wait a second, 10, what times are this here even? Here we probably got this router thing, I slightly 20, this was in the morning. Yeah, and you see, in the morning it's sometimes, but this is also shared medium, right? Why is this so congested? Because yeah, a whole block, so a whole street on one coax cable, and it's like, yeah, sometimes people watch Netflix, or yeah, sometimes, sure, sometimes there's a moment we get 40, but usually it's more like, which dates are this here? Even 10, 11, what, 62, that's probably, what is it even upstream? Ah, no, this is ping. What I even here is upstream. What garbage am I even? Don't confuse you. Ping, so yeah, 14.3. But also you see here 20 from 1 hour to, oh no, this is the next day. Yeah, one day, nearly one day, not even 3, the other day 21. But of course, this is only momentarily. The next moment you see this. For example, before I started streaming, I had already hundreds of drop frames with 3 Mbit, and I tuned this down to 2 Mbit. So right now, 0 drop frames with 2 Mbit, but certainly we would want to stream here more with 5 Mbits for full HD and streaming all the pixels to you at home. Anyway, yeah, so that is DOCSIS. This is also cheaping out, right? This is profit maximization, Donald Trump style. Just play golf, like cash in the money, go play golfing, and don't give the customers much, if anything. This is exactly how this looks like. The managers go golfing, and the customer said, which like, do you not have internet? There's one person on the phone, like one of those IPv6 what, bridge modus what, but I see your internet works, right? You have internet. Don't you have internet? Like, yeah, I have some shitty internet, but could you also make this work in at least 50% of the contractual bandwidth and not like random garbage? It's like, yeah. Anyway, at least we have some stuff to complain and rant about. But anyway, the support, I fully understand that this all, well, it's congested and pandemic and stuff, but it was already worse before the pandemic. Also, if infrastructure is failing, at least fix it before the freaking pandemic breaks out, because this is not a new thing. Certainly with the pandemic and this analog virus, everyone watching videos at home, like this channel here, thanks for that, by the way. But it was already shitty a year before, and so if you fix things before stuff breaks even more, like the whole world. And yeah, but Germany for decades already known for shitty internet, unfortunately. That's it for this video. That's a summary. Someone says, please upgrade to gigabit. You mean me? Yeah, they also had some mobile outage completely, but yeah. Anyway, also, by the way, how the problem is with this bridge modus not working. Of course, we have your services like a freaking commercial software license server stuff, our email, and some source repositories and other fun stuff. And so what does it mean? This means we have not only more outage here, like when at Microsoft's Azure data center, someone with a forklift drives into their power distribution and network hub stuff, like previous shit that happened. So in like sitting here figuring out we are down, then probably I need to invest in some dual LTE routed stuff. The problem, of course, with dual channel bonded LTE routing stuff doesn't usually come with a public address, so I would need to wire guard that to a data center and route everything if I want to run some services here. Certainly doesn't make it the most better to route it from other public IP addresses from the data center through some WireGuard to the office. But what this would allow us is channel bonds with LTE for stupid downtime like this, so that software server stuff or other source like our precious T2 Linux source code repository is actually reachable and up and running. But maybe I need to do this, unfortunately, and because the problem is otherwise the public IP addresses are not visible, and certainly your dual redundant LTE connection doesn't help you. Then the other thing is I, of course, simply port forward this. Of course, it's a super crappy. I also need to reconfigure this, right? Sure, I have there already templates for that, but it's all like, instead of like 15 minutes downtime, it's like 1 hour downtime, and then the services are running more shitty because IPv6 is also not routed. Yes, also you have here, I also don't quite understand what they are thinking. As far as I've seen, maybe this bloody router now is not routing any IPv6, only IPv4, but now this is when you get a Vodafone cable modem thing out of the box. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. Yeah, now we have drop frames, also only 78. But yeah, you see, you have a freaking 550 Mbit line, and even with the shiny new modem and stuff, and only 2 freaking Mbit, you have 38 drop frames, 0.2%. Of course, not too many drop frames, but hey, it's only 2 freaking Mbit. And before I went live, I think I wanted to go live with 3 Mbit, and 3 Mbit, it's like, yeah, 5.45. It's like, oh, so you don't, maybe, I don't know, you saw this. Anyway, so yeah, I hope I don't need to make too many more of those videos in the future, because it's super frustrating, not only for you to see their frames drop, not see the frames dropped, but certainly wasting so much time and money, and also, yeah, probably I need WireGuard anyway, and some distributed file system stuff, but yeah, super waste of time spending any extra minute. And so this is also, I wish, like I said in another video, which I will also make another video about, I wish more software and hardware stuff would have a warranty, like not software like waiving or warranty and stuff, because hashtag Apple and Microsoft peak bugs and occasionally the Linux kernel. But I would also appreciate if tech companies can be taken accountable, because in my opinion this is business, harming business here. And although it's only a $70 or euro, probably with 70 euro or some $90 or something, it's harming business, right? It's wasting time and money, IT administrators and in companies fiddling around there with it. And each day, imagine a company of 10 needing to work with this connection, also with home office and some VPN, RDP connection and stuff. And yeah, this is really costing people time and money, and companies don't care, right? They have shitty support, they don't do anything. And this would not happen if, similar to other industries, there would be more accountability for this stuff, which is probably in general what we should ask if, in terms of software, because software is the same thing of Microsoft and Apple each day, sending us some software updates and operating system updates that are half broken, and every week something else breaks. And yeah, if we could take these big corporations more accountable, I think this would help, because if there would be real consequences, then they would need to run their business also. And by the way, no small business or small or medium-sized business would operate and be able to continue to operate and have customers when they provide such a shitty support and such a shitty service, right? If our exact scan or Linux wouldn't work, then yeah, nobody would use this after a year or two. They can only do this because it's such a monopoly that here, even in the center of Berlin, I get nothing else except if I spend thousands of euro for my own dedicated fiber line, optical fiber line. And so yeah, because they have a monopoly and they know that here's nothing else, they can just like YOLO, whatever. Someday we do something, maybe. What are you even talking about? Have you tried to switch it off and on again? And yeah, this is really certain. And other places you can get other options, if not SpaceX's Starlink or what his name was, or LTE. But certainly neither of these are stable, better than nothing solutions. And yeah, anyway, let's get back to work. We have so much stuff to do, like yeah, list of some stuff to do. Anyway, thanks for the comments. I will read over them. Should I quickly take a look? But yeah, highly appreciate this. Problem is, if I read through them, then everything gets even longer. Maybe one just out of appreciation. One quick, why does this not scroll? Because yeah, I'm totally aware that this is better than in many other places, but the problem is it's not that much better for me if you're 1.5 Mbit, right? Even my parents in the countryside in Germany with a lousy 16 Mbit DSL connection get 1.75 Mbit upstream. So, I mean, this garbage upstream of 1.5, 1.6, this is less than you get in the countryside in Germany over a decade-old DSL digital subscriber line. So yeah, 1.1 Mbit. It's like, what the heck? Are you even still trying to be an ISP? Ben ST Max, yeah, switching other provider. Yeah, I wish I could. The only other thing is I could get the same shabby countryside 16 Mbit DSL here from the German Telekom. They don't even, I don't even know this is the center of Berlin. I have no idea why the Telekom apparently does not have VDSL here, which might have been 50 Mbit or something. But yeah. In Tossilil writes Portuguese Vodafone 4 to 10 milliseconds ping. However, I guess this is either DSL or real fiber optic, right? This I don't think this cable thing will be much better. Anthony Sinet asks, Vodafone has a monopoly. They have a cable monopoly here. Theoretically, there would be telephone line stuff, which again from the German Telekom which is the same company that until recently operated the US T-Mobile stuff there, which by the way was owned by the German Telekom. So yeah, German Telekom only old-fashioned 16 Mbit DSL, which 16 Mbit down and 1 or maybe 2 Mbit up. So they're not really that much better. It's hilarious. Anyway, maybe also what you're saying, that upload graph looks absolutely terrible. Yeah, this upload upstream graph looks exactly like the drop frames, right? 1 minute no drop frames, 1 minute 1,000 drop frames. It's like, yeah, I can't make this stuff up. All over the place, cannot believe it is that unstable. Yeah, I also don't understand. So according to this frequencies, nah, I'll log in again and give a shit, router garbage. Also, shit, do you? This might have been. Yeah, I mean, with this 4, I don't know. Maybe it's a tiny little bit better with the Stoxis 3.1, but in the meantime, 190 drop frames with 2 Mbit. So, yeah. Has Vodafone offered to send a technician? Yes, a technician was here last year after I complained after upgrading. And he measured here and said, yeah, the cable is amazing, and disappeared. And they said they find on the street to improve something, and since then nothing much happened. And then the telephone support people always said resegmentation. Interrupt 80 hex, come to the third world. You'll come live in the third world. You'll love Germany. Well, that depends. And it depends what you mean with third world. Like Taiwan is amazing, or Russia is also theoretically developing country, right? Also not too bad. And otherwise in Bulgaria, in Europe, in Bulgaria also maybe not really developing, right? But they have freaking amazing fiber optic internet there. So depending on what you're looking for, and Splicher says the companies are the problem right now. They don't want to expand the network. The state actually has given incentive to so that we can get 50 Mbit. Not sure where you are, but we don't. Gigabit. Yeah, I mean, this is really laziness, right? In my opinion, if you leave business customers for over 1.5 years with this shit, and on the telephone, you did I by the way say? I think I forgot to say, totally hilarious, last week when I called, and this is also hilarious, right? That those people, this people there who do not know much in the support can reset the router and restart it, right? Which they also sometimes do in the night for the bloody firmware updates, because this is a router leased and owned by them. So last week when I called, like, hey, look, this is really shitty. Can we also, yeah, I mean, you get the idea, 1.1 and stuff. And then other 2 and 3. This person last week managed remotely to delete our bridge mode, so that after he restarted this, our whole internet was obviously not working. And I had to call again. Thankfully, the next support person actually knew at least what the bridge mode was, and could instantly reactivate this. I also wonder last week, so last week this other bloody support person disabled the bridge mode for whatever reason, but the next person could re-enable it. I wonder why last week the person could remotely re-enable the bridge mode, but today with this new router they can't remotely activate it instantly. It's hilarious. And it's pure laziness, right? This is also certainly why people appreciate Apple more. At least the support there is maybe usually not as clueless, although yeah, genius support, right? But if it's already at least like, if this is a bare minimum standard and Apple is twice, it's still like awful, but twice as good as the others, then yeah, I mean, obviously customer satisfaction is a little bit better. Anyway, here, John Cohn asks, Doc says how many people are connected to the cable. It's good old corks. Yeah, I also wonder how many buildings are connected to that, and how long does it take them to roll out. There's some fiber optic to some switchboard on the street, and yeah, and it's yeah, as Anthony writes, it's yeah, oversubscription, and it's like, yeah, it's just profit maximization and laziness, and there is no excuse. In my opinion, companies also need to find a better balance of profit maximization and going play golf for the managers, and managers flying private jet and stuff, and other money and environmentally wasting stuff like that, and not giving the customer something in return, and also cheaping out that much on support, right? And before you tell me, yeah, but good support is more expensive, if you pay double or triple for somewhat okay support, you also need 70% less people, because I had to call like 10 times just the last 7 days or something. And if you only call once instead of 10 or 20 times, then obviously the people are also less busy. And if they don't constantly delete configurations like bridge mode and stuff, and IPv6 and whatnot. Anyway, that's it for this video. Yeah, in the meantime, 190 drop frames, 0. I mean, it's not that much for such a long live stream of 34 minutes, but yeah, it's also only 2 Mbit. Anyway, let's continue with real work and see you later and stuff, and have a good day and stay healthy for the next fun stuff to come.